But let's move on to the European Championship. We're gonna talk about the England squad as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold got injured, but let's talk about the starting 11. Jordan Pickford, Sam Johnston, and Dean Henderson. Who is your starting pick for England in the goalkeeping spot?
I'm gonna go for Pickford if he's able to perform at the level that he typically does. I feel like Pickford is the obvious starter with the back of Henderson as well. But try him out and see how he does against Romania. And if you see any errors and Pickford is making his typical mistakes that he is likely to make here and there, then I feel like Henderson would start over him. But as of right now, I feel like Pickford is the safe starting bet for the goalkeeping position at England.
A three at the back system, which is likely to happen at the Euros as well. So I think John Stones is a nailed on starter at the right handed centre back spot. On the left hand side, I think Harry Maguire will take the spot as a leader in the back line. But if he is injured and the third spot is up for grabs, who goes in? Tyrone Mings, Kyle Walker, or Connor Cody?
So I feel like we need a bit of an attacking presence. Once you've got the likes of Stones and Maguire in there, Walker is the way to go with the three centre backs. Walker, Maguire, and Stone is not something that I would love, but I feel like it's the best that England has right now to play with.
And if we talk about the wing back spots, Luke Shaw, Chilwell, Kieran Trippier, who won the league title with Atletico Madrid in La Liga, and we have Reece James, who won the Champions League with Chelsea. This is a tough bunch of players to pick from. What do you think is the perfect option and the perfect pairing for the wing back spots?
So Luke Shaw is the safest bet I feel like right now, specifically for the wingback sport, because with his experience at the very top level and the pain that he felt losing the Europa League final, I feel like that could be utilized specifically because a lot of the time we forget that emotion is a very key thing in what we're able to portray on the national stage. And if he's able to channel that emotion and really take the three lions to the next level, I feel like he would be an ideal sport for England right now.
I think Shaw is a very good option because he provides balance. He's very good defensively as well, and going forward, he's not hesitant. I feel like Chilwell is kind of out of place on a number of occasions, and the opening game is against Croatia, and you can't take too many chances against a strong opposition. So Shaw for me goes in without any hesitancy. On the right hand side, where the problem is, and that's where the position is head scratcher. Kieran Trippier provides great deliveries, and Reece James is much more solid defensively. So that's where the problem lies for me. But I would pick Reece James over Kieran Trippier. Do you agree?
That's where we kind of disagree there. So I would actually prefer Trippier, and that's because of the experience that comes along with winning as well. So we just talked about the emotions that you have through losing a final. You're able to channel that to actually go to the next level. Trippier playing for Atletico Madrid, winning the league this year. I feel like he really has taken his game to the next level. Though defensively, he is not at the level right now that's required. But you got to keep in mind, Atleti plays a very, very defensive line, right? So he is used to playing with that kind of defensive mindset. Trippier is able to kind of utilize all he's learned under Diego Simeone. He should be a better option for the right back spot. Now, obviously, the right wing back spot, I must say. Alexander Arnold was the nail in spot, but since he's been injured, I feel like I'm going to go with Trippier for right now.
Let's move on to the middle of the park. For me, this is the make or break spot for England. If they really want to make a mark on the opening game or the tournament in general, I think midfield is the biggest problem for Gareth Southgate. Obviously, he didn't sound confident about the Jordan Henderson situation. He has been injured for the past 6 months. No game time for him, and obviously, if he was fit, he would go in easily. But for me, Declan Rice from West Ham United had a brilliant season. He goes in as a defensive midfielder who will keep the back line in shape and transition the ball from defense to attack and provide the bridge in the middle that is required. Also, very good ball retention. So that is the left-sided midfielder that I choose. On the right-hand side, I would go for Calvin Phillips. People don't rate Calvin Phillips as highly, but in a team like Leeds United, when you don't have much time to pass the ball around, he makes his presence known. He is the lone holding midfielder that Marcelo Bielsa prefers in the middle of the park, and him and Declan Rice can form a formidable partnership. What is your pairing for the midfield spots?
So I would agree with that pairing right now, but I would say that if Henderson has about 30-40 minutes in his legs, I would give him a go, right? And if he's able to really play himself back into form and really play himself back into fitness, I would prefer him specifically over Calvin Phillips, right? I feel like Declan Rice is a better option right now, alongside with Henderson. But if Henderson is able to play, and then yeah, I would actually leave Calvin Phillips out of the starting 11. So yeah, I would actually give him a run, specifically against Romania with the match coming up. If he's able to get a couple of minutes under his belt, that's the ideal situation for England right now. Yeah, I would actually prefer Mason Mount in a bit more of an attacking position. I wouldn't put him at the central midfield, kind of the box-to-box role that both Declan Rice, specifically Henderson, would be able to play. So I feel like Mason Mount should be played a bit up front, right, closer to the attackers. Specifically, I've got Jude Bellingham, who's also a very, very good option there, a bit further up the pitch.
So let's talk about the left side of attack. We have very good options here. Raheem Sterling did not impress me so far in the England shirt in the past couple of months. I think he has been out of touch. He's not in the scoring stride that he usually in. Jack Grealish is coming back from an injury, and he got the number 10 shirt. So I think that would be on the mind of Gareth Southgate as well. And the third option is obviously Rashford. I would prefer Jack Grealish in this role if he's fully fit over Marcus Rashford and Sterling. Do you agree?
You got Phil Foden, right? You can't forget Phil Foden, right? So there's a lot of options that you can play up front. Specifically, you got obviously the center forward spot is nailed in for Harry Kane. And then on the right hand side, I feel like Sancho would be the starting position, right? Sancho's got that nailed in. The left hand spot, I feel like Phil Foden should be a starting player for England right now. I feel like give him the chance ahead of all of these players. Southgate should be kind of testing on the left hand side where which players can really fit into his starting 11. What are your thoughts?
On the left, I would give equal time to Phil Foden, Rashford, and Jack Grealish. But Jack Grealish for me would be the first option, because he is kind of Eden Hazard. Not equal in terms of talent, but a slight step down from Eden Hazard. A player who likes to carry the ball all the way from the midfield to the attack and likes to link up with the striker, has a very good shot on him as well. So that is the kind of player I would like for England to have in a free role on the left-hand side. That is my front three. England have this capability in the attack to score 3 or 4 goals past most oppositions, and they should dominate possession. But Gareth Southgate is kind of a conservative coach, but he should really change his plans for this Euros and really make a mark on the international stage of things. Finally bring the trophy home, which England fans always chant about on Twitter and Facebook. So let's see where this goes. Now my last question about the England topic is this. What is your prediction for England this summer?
So England, I feel like quarterfinals is the max that they can go with it. Now that's not a knock on England. That's just a high praise on everyone else involved. So we've got a very strong Belgium side with Lukaku firing, and then you got a very strong France side, right? So these two teams, I feel like, are sure bet things to make a very deep run. And then you've got the likes of Germany and Spain in there as well, who've been doing good.
I think they can go all the way to the semi-finals this season. You said they're going to quarterfinals, but I think they have the ability, in the attacking terms of things, to compete with the best of the teams in the tournament. So I'm predicting the semi-final for England. They should not be gutted if they go out in the semi-final. Obviously, it never comes home. So let's see what happens.